Welcome to Saints and Stillness, a quiet series following the men and women of the Church of England's liturgical calendar. Tonight we come to Caroline Chisholm, whose feast day falls on the 16th of May. She lived in the 19th century, and she gave her life to one of the most tender and practical expressions of faith in the Victorian era. She was known simply as the Emigrants Friend. Before we come to her story, let us sit for a moment with who she was. Caroline Chisholm was born in 1808 in Northamptonshire, in the heart of England. She grew up with a deep sense of Christian duty, and at 22 she married Archibald Chisholm, an officer of the East India Company. She followed him first to Madras, where she opened a school for the daughters of soldiers, caring particularly for those who have been left behind or forgotten. Then in 1838 she sailed with him to New South Wales, and there in Australia she found the work that would shape the rest of her life. Sydney in the late 1830s was not a gentle place to arrive as a young woman on your own. Ships from Britain brought hundreds of female emigrants every month, many of them fleeing poverty, many of them hoping simply for a new beginning. But when they arrived, there was almost nothing to receive them. Caroline found these women sleeping in the open, without shelter, without prospect of work, without anyone to speak for them. She could not leave them as she found them. She went to the governor and asked for the immigration barracks to be used as a shelter for women. Permission was given, reluctantly, and the work began. Caroline interviewed every woman herself, found her a situation, and then personally accompanied her to a new place of employment. She and her daughter would ride for days across the countryside. Over the years, more than 11,000 people found a new beginning through her care. She became known among the settlers as the Emigrants Friend. Caroline left a record of what moved her in her own words, and they are simple and clear. God's gift to me of sound mind, a strong arm, and a warm heart shall be devoted to his service through the good of my fellow man. When she returned to England in 1846, the work did not slow. She founded the Family Colonisation Loan Society, a scheme by which whole families could emigrate together. The cost of the voyage repaid gradually by settlers already established in Australia. Charles Dickens admired her greatly and published her story in his journal. She brought families across together rather than letting them be divided by the cost of the passage. Caroline's faith was the quiet foundation of everything she did. She had been received into the Catholic Church before her marriage, though she worked without any reference to denomination, helping women of every background and every belief. Those around her saw that her energy came from somewhere deeper than personal will alone. She prayed constantly. She saw the dignity of God in every person she cared for. She died in London in 1877, in considerable poverty. She had given away almost everything. She was buried in Coventry. Her memory remained vivid in Australia for generations. Her face appeared on the $5 note, and a name was given to a federal electorate. The Church remembers her as one who turned faith into practical love, at considerable personal cost, without seeking recognition. Caroline Chisholm is commemorated in the Church of England's Common Worship calendar on the 16th of May as a social reformer, honoured for what she did, not what she wrote or preached. Her feast is an optional commemoration, a quiet day in the calendar, fitting for a woman who worked quietly and without fanfare. A fellow reformer of the time wrote of Caroline Chisholm that she never forgot that the woman she helped was somebody's daughters, somebody's mothers, somebody's sisters. That simple awareness of the other person as the whole human being, beloved by someone, was the ground of all her compassion. So, what might Caroline Chisholm offer to those of us seeking to live faithfully today? Perhaps this: the faith which does not reach the other person is not quite finished. She went to where the need was. She stayed. She kept coming back. And she did it with warmth and without any wish to be remembered. The texts on screen are good places to read further. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Next time we come to Dustin, Archbishop of Canterbury, on the 19th of May. Good night and God bless.